friends of history. Welcome back to the channel where we tell the untold stories of history. This is a countdown that delves deep into the shadows of ancient Rome. I'm Dominique, and today we're exploring the blood-soaked corridors of the imperial palace, revealing the tales of Rome's most sinister emperors. From the merely ruthless to the utterly monstrous, these rulers redefined infamy, leaving a legacy of terror, scandal, and jaw-dropping excess. We'll count down from number 10 to the ultimate villain at number 1, uncovering their shocking deeds and the dramatic, sometimes gruesome, ends they met. So whether you're a seasoned scholar or a curious newcomer, buckle up for a wild ride through Rome's darkest history. Let's begin our descent into the heart of imperial darkness. Number 10, Caligula, the brother killer. Our journey begins with Caligula, a man whose name is synonymous with fratricide and brutality. Caligula seized the throne after his father's death, forced to share power with his brother Geta. Years of jealousy and rivalry festered between them until Caligula lured Geta to a peace talk meeting under the guise of reconciliation. In that moment of supposed truce, he had his brother murdered, spilling blood in the very place meant for peace. The assassination sparked a brutal purge that left thousands dead. Obsessed with Alexander the Great, he waged campaigns marked by massacres, not victories. His most infamous act, the mass murder of Alexandria's citizens, just for mocking him for the killing of his brother. Paranoia consumed him, but it couldn't save him. Caligula was assassinated by his own soldier Justin Martialis while traveling to modern-day Turkey in 217 AD. The empire he left was poorer, bloodier, and more unstable than ever before. Caligula's legacy endures in the ruins of his immense baths, monuments to a reign soaked in blood. Number 9, Commodus, gladiator emperor or madman. Next we have Commodus, the emperor who fancied himself a living god and gladiator. Son of Marcus Aurelius, Commodus ruled with vanity and delusion, demanding worship and renaming Rome Colonia Commodiana after himself. He fought as a gladiator, always winning, because his opponents were forced to lose. Paranoia led him to execute senators and nobles, and his erratic behavior terrified Rome. Eventually, his closest allies turned on him. Commodus was poisoned, then strangled in his bath by a wrestler, led by his mistress and his advisors. His death ended the Nerva-Antonine dynasty and plunged Rome into chaos. Commodus remains a symbol of imperial excess and insanity. Number 8, Tiberius, the shadow emperor Capri. Tiberius, Rome's second emperor, began as a capable ruler, but descended into straight sickness and cruelty. Retreating to Capri, he engaged in alleged child sexual abuse and wild orgies. He surrounded himself with sycophants. Tiberius was said to have built a pleasure palace with secret passages, sexual torture chambers, and voyeur galleries. He indulged in all type of wild pleasures. Through his prefect Sejanus, Tiberius unleashed purges and numerous executions, destroying noble families, executing anyone he suspected of disloyalty. His name became synonymous with dread as he ruled from the shadows, trusting no one. Even his death was suspicious, possibly smothered by his own gods. Tiberius set a dark pattern of imperial isolation and terror. Number 7, Elagabalus, the priest emperor's wild reign. Elagabalus, a teenage emperor, brought chaos with religious upheaval and scandal. He forced Rome to worship his eastern sun god, shocking the city with his unconventional lifestyle. Elagabalus humiliated the elite, indulged in wild parties, and appointed his favorites to high office. He is rumored to have prostituted himself, marrying both men and women. He sought gender reassignment surgery, shocking ancient world. Disgusted, the Praetorian Guard murdered him and his mother in 222 AD, dragging his body through the street, then tossing their bodies into the Tiber River. Elagabalus is remembered as a symbol of religious fanaticism and insanity. Number 6, Caligula, God on earth, monster in Rome. Caligula's name is a byword for madness. Welcomed at first, he soon declared himself a god and forced senators to grovel, even appointed his horse as senator, even giving it a marble stall. His cruelty was legendary. He enjoyed to watch torture and executions. He even often participated. He is known to sleep with his sisters, allegedly committing incest openly. Caligula bankrupted Rome with extravagance and bizarre decrees building divine statues of himself. After years of terror, his own Praetorian Guard murdered him in 41 AD by stabbing him to death, then murdering his family. The people rejoiced, but Rome was left scarred by his nightmare reign. Caligula stands as a symbol of absolute power gone mad. Number 5, Nero, the mad arsonist. Nero, perhaps Rome's most infamous emperor, began with promise but descended into violence and madness. Obsessed with the arts, he demanded the empire be his audience. When Rome burned, he blamed Christians, launching brutal persecutions, crucifying them and burning them alive. Nero murdered his own mother. He sent to a prison island where her silver head was sent to his wife as a trophy. And for his wife, Pompey Sabina, he kicked her to death while she was pregnant. His rage took over his mind. His extravagance bankrupted Rome, and revolts erupted, causing chaos. Cornered and abandoned, Nero took his own life in 68 AD, ending the Julio-Claudian dynasty. Nero's legacy is one of fire, blood, and artistic delusion. Number 4, Domitian, the emperor who ruled by fear. Domitian ruled through fear and suspicion, demanding to be worshipped as a god and absolute obedience. He banned philosophers and executed anybody who criticized him. He was obsessed with his hair loss, even executing people who mocked his baldness. He even killed his cousin and his niece's husband. The Senate lived in terror as he executed nobles for the slightest suspicion. He spied on everyone and had informants everywhere. Public executions became grim spectacles that he enjoyed. In the end, a conspiracy ended his reign. Domitian was stabbed to death in his chambers. His legacy is a warning of the dangers of absolute power wielded in fear. Number 3, Didius Julianus, the emperor who bought Rome. Didius Julianus ruled for just 9 weeks after literally buying the throne from the Praetorian Guard. Greeted by outrage, he was despised for his shameless purchase of power. Rival generals declared war, and his support vanished almost instantly. The Senate declared him a public enemy, and he was executed in his palace. His head was paraded through the streets, a humiliating end. Julianus remains a symbol of corruption and folly. Number 2, Maximinus Thrax, the giant who terrorized the empire. Maximinus Thrax, a giant of a man, ruled through terror from the frontiers, never setting a foot in Rome. He purged the military, executed hundreds, and crushed the provinces with brutal taxes. His cruelty alienated all, sparking revolt and civil war. Betrayed and starving, Maximinus and his son were murdered by their own soldiers. He is remembered as a brute, a symbol of military tyranny and chaos. Number 1, Florianus, the emperor who burned from within. He took the throne over after the death of his half-brother, Emperor Tacitus. He reigned, lasted less than 3 months, but his cruel ways would be remembered forever. Within a week of power, began to dissect his own officers to pieces, simply because they disagreed. When disaster broke out and the city burned, he refused to send aid, turning his back on the cities while they suffered from diseases and famine. The same soldiers he relied on had enough of his lack of leadership and madness. Ultimately, in 276 AD, they murdered him. Some say he was strangled, others say he was stabbed. Either way, it was brutal. Florianus remains one of the lesser known, but still one of the most monstrous emperors of Rome. The emperors we've explored left a legacy written in blood and terror. Rome survived, but was forever changed by their ambition and cruelty. Which emperor do you think was the most evil? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more dark history. Until next time, I'm Dominique. Thanks for joining me here at Historic Lens Stories.